So I just got done watching James Gunn's Superman. Here are my thoughts. Spoilers if you haven't seen it already. Off the top, did not like it. I felt like we were watching the part 2 of a movie that we never got the part 1 for. I like the idea of starting in the middle of a conflict, but I do think since we're starting with a brand new Superman, there are foundational pieces that need to be laid. I get not wanting to do another origin story, but I do think in this case some sort of series of flashbacks was necessary. I also don't like the idea of Lex being Superman's peer. I think that takes away some of the seriousness of his character. There's a reason that 35-year-olds aren't running around ruling the world because it takes time to build those resources, connections, and relationships and for plans to be carried out in a believable way. David definitely had the right aesthetic for Superman. I feel like this movie went out of its way to showcase Superman as weak, not just in battle, but also emotionally. Superman going back and forth with Lois Lane, like having an actual argument and visibly losing his temper, never thought I would see that a day in my life. Even on the hand of Lois, I think she handled the interview like she was some modern day YouTube rage baiter instead of an actual intellectual reporter. In my opinion, it's always made sense for Soup to be more reserved, to be holding back in a sense, not just in battle, right? Because there's property and there's people around, but also in a conflict with another person because he can literally punch a hole through anyone. For me, it's always made sense for him to be his most gentle and his softest around Lois, around Ma and Pa. And the whole reason this version became a superhero was because of the video sent by his parents. Even that comes across as him being weak. It's taking away his agency. But again, I think that was done in an attempt to humanize him, which I don't think works because again, he's literally the embodiment of what it means to be superhuman. I think Superman is so mainstream that he works best with creatives that will prioritize him and the characters in his world versus someone like James Gunn who has a very strong creative input, signature, and style.